Welcome to Nerd Sports. Today we're going to talk about the interesting game of goal ball. The U.S. had won the gold in goal ball in Paralympics. It's an actual game. No.
Right.
Here, have you actually seen this?
No.
It basically it was invented by the Argentinians and Germany to help out anybody, the blind people from World War II. And basically the competitors have a blacked out face mask on themselves, and they have to feel around and figure out where the goal's at. It's an actual sport. Just YouTube it if you're interested in it. Just a couple of minutes, because I watched it. I was like, oh, that's funny. Someone's making fun, but that's making fun of blind people. Maybe I shouldn't do it. And I did a little research. I was like, holy shit, it's an actual freaking game.
Right.
But people are probably wondering why I have makeup on right now, the two people that view it. Right now, what had happened was I made a bet. Johnny even said, oh, you can get out of the bet. It's like, no. I have no morals and conscience, so I don't care.
You said you said, and I quote, I don't welch on a bet.
Yeah, I don't welch on a bet. And you gave me this freaking big, long thing that I didn't even fucking read because I can't read anyways. I need to have a disclaimer. Do not send David long text because I don't read. But anyways, I am in clown Joker face. I didn't do the hair. I lost the green stuff. But I'm in clown face because Army beat Air Force this weekend, which is it. From what Mike said, because I didn't. Mike Ipskit.
It was an overtime win for Army.
Yeah, it was pretty much like the last possible moment.
Well, Army scored a touchdown in overtime, and Air Force was afforded to do the same thing, and they stopped them.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the whole game was 0-0 for most of the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much a defensive battle, but yeah. So I just got back from a week-long trip to the city of Boston.
Yeah.
We can talk about it now. We can talk about it openly now. Yeah.
Yeah, about the whole thing that you actually are getting married now. I proposed to your wife, your future wife, at Fenway Park.
Yes, I left my girlfriend in Boston and came home with a new fiance.
Is that how
I had been planning? Well,
I mean, you're basically saying that you found someone else.
Yeah, I come
up
home
at Fenway Park is like,
with a case
you know
of
what?
throat too.
You paid for this and everything like that, but I'm gonna marry this chick over here.
No,
that's basically what you're saying. That's
all right.
That's,
so okay, all right. Time out. So to preface, because I've got strep throat, dude. I'm not gonna yell over you. All right, so I had been planning this for months, and when I found out about her trip, the trip that she wanted to take me on, because my birthday is on the 20th of November, so she wanted to take me to Boston she wanted to take me to Boston for my birthday. So it's at the beginning of the month, but with everything being as close to the holidays as my birthday is, wanted to make sure that we could get it done soon. Right.
My birthday's like Sunday, right?
Yes, I do.
Holy crap. I didn't know we're that close.
Yeah, we're both Scorpios, which probably helps explain why we get into trouble so well together.
I get more trouble than you do. But yeah.
Well, you're the one here dressed up like a clown.
Yeah.
That'll teach you to bet against the Army.
It was so close.
Close only counts on horseshoes, hand grenades, and atomic bombs, and neither one of those was being employed that day. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, digress. I had been planning, and I'd been working with a woman by the name of Sarah Farley. She works for the Red Sox tour department for Fenway Park, and when the Red Sox made their early exit from the playoffs against the Astros, that, while it was sad for me as a Red Sox fan, opened the door for this event. Okay. The tour, we had it scheduled directly through her, not through the website, because it was a private tour as opposed to a public tour.
Yeah.
Told her what I had planned on doing, what I wanted to do. Initially, I wanted to do it in front of the scoreboard at the, at the base of the green monster in the outfield.
Yeah.
But that wasn't going to happen because they had set the field up for Top Golf. So if you noticed in the pictures, they had all that crap that was sitting on the field. Those were targets for Top Golf.
What is Top Golf, anyways?
It's basically like it's a driving range.
Oh, okay.
But
oh yeah, that makes sense now.
So, anyway, so we get there, and do we get out of our lift? And I'm already emotional because I'm there. Like, this is an actual item on my bucket list to visit Fenway Park, and this park is over 100 years old. It's the oldest park in the major leagues, and it's just got so much history to it, right?
Yeah.
And it's the home field of my Boston Red Sox, my team. I'm getting emotional. Like, I'm not gonna, and I told Mindy, I said, I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to cry when I get there, and I did. I cried. It wasn't like an ugly cry, but it was a cry. I cried. I mean, the original brick, the steel, just being there, it was surreal, right? So we make our way up and down Lansdowne Street, and we come back around the front of the park, and we make our way down Jersey Street, which is where the front gates are. And you've seen the pictures on my Facebook post.
Yeah.
Just this, all the banners from the World Series championships, the American League pennants. Well, we met our tour guide at Gate D, which is down at the corner of Jersey Street and State Street, I think it is. And so his name is Rob. He's a season ticket holder. He's been a season ticket holder there for, I don't know, years. Him and his wife, both. So it was a private tour, but then Miss Farley was there, and she goes, I just wanted to come down to let you know that we just got track access this morning. We got it for you for 5 minutes. I am beyond flipping out at this point.
What's track access?
For the field.
Oh, okay.
For the warning track, And so we go into the park, and we have to pass through a metal detector. And I'm thinking, crap, I've got the ring in my pocket. And they were like, take everything out of your pocket. And I looked at Miss Farley, and I was like, I mouthed, I have the ring, And so I take the ring out, and I turn around. Mindy had already just passed through the metal detector.
Mm-hmm.
And so while she was walking through the metal detector, I turned around and handed the ring to Miss Farley, right? And then I walked through the metal detector. And then as I walk through, after I walk out on the other side, Mindy and we start getting pointed in the direction that we're going to start walking. I put my hand back behind me, and Miss Farley puts the ring back in my hand, and I stick it in my pocket. Mindy didn't see anything. And so the tour guide, he was in on it. He knew exactly what was going to happen that morning. And first thing that we look at is during the 2013 season, after the Boston bombing, Jared Saltalamacchia and Johnny Gomes, who played for the team that year, had a jersey made up with the Boston area code 617 and with the slogan Boston Strong on the back. And they hung that in the dugouts away and at home for the whole season. Right. And then after they won the World Series, the victory parade went by Boylston Street, where It's pronounced Bolston Street. So I went to Bolston Street, where the start finish line of the Boston Marathon was, or is, and they placed the World Series trophy on the start finish line and then draped this jersey over the top of it.
Oh wow!
So that jersey's hanging up framed inside Fenway. So that's the first thing that we got to see. And then the moment that absolutely up to this point took my breath away was walking through the breezeway and seeing Fenway Park open herself up to me for the very first time. Dude, laying my eyes physically on this field was an emotional, religious experience. And I don't mean that in any kind of sacrilegious way. It was, I mean, I'm even trying to like hard right now. I've got this lump in my throat and I'm trying hard not to get emotional about it, but it just, the history of everything that this park has seen, the players who have played on that field, and just, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm physically there.
Yeah. Like, for the first couple of times, it's something that you've only seen on TV.
Yeah. Only seen it on TV. I've listened to countless games being played there. I've seen it on TV. I can't count the number of times. I've got pictures hanging of it all over the place. But I'm here, and we walk down to the first row, and he opens up the gate, and he goes, "Okay, here we go." And I know that this sounds over the top, and I don't really care, because we've established that, I have I love the Red Sox, right?
That, well, if you get it think about it this way, you come off as a hard ass, but if you get in that the certain thing,
dude,
that
I'm a
really
romantic
passionate,
at heart, man.
Yeah, when you get into the stuff that you're really passionate about, you're like a little schoolgirl each and every time. I make fun of you with it, but I love it. That's the reason why I was like, Johnny's gonna start crying. It's like that scene from Boondocks 2. Romeo's gonna start crying again.
We stepped out on that field, and I'm in a state of shock and disbelief that I am on the field at Fenway Park. And I've got some, here, I showed you off camera, but I've got that. It's their warning track at Fenway Park is made out of crushed brick. Yeah. And I had to scoop some up. I had to do it. I had to have it, because now, after what transpired next, I'll explain that in a second. So what transpired next? We get our, the tour guy looks at me and he's like, "Let me get some pictures of you guys." And he winks at me as I'm handing him my phone. And I'm kind of like mouthing the words, "Get video," but he didn't get video, which is totally okay.
Well, you can switch it to live, so the picture's live on
it. Yeah, I can. You're right. You know what? I can. Yeah, we can. So we get some pictures taken, and you've seen the pictures, but the field is in the background, and then that big green monster is in the background behind us. I mean, like, that is the perfect backdrop. And he gets done taking our pictures. And I pointed at Pesky's pole, which is the foul pole in right field. I said, "Look, there's Pesky's pole." And she turns around to go to look at it. And then I reach into my right pocket and I pull out the ring and I get down on a knee. And she looks at me and she's like, she brings her hand to her mouth and she's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And and I asked her to marry me right there. And he's taking pictures the whole time. I mean, she's crying. I'm trying not to cry. It's not working. She says, yes. I get up to go to hug her. And I'm like, fumbling to put this ring on her finger. And, and he's like, oh, I'm 18 for 18 now. And so I wanted to be able to do something so epic, right? So uniquely me. And I want to give props. I want to give shout out to our tour guide Rob. I want to give a shout out to Miss Sarah Farley. She works for the Red Sox. Without them, this would have never been possible. And my fiance, Mindy, just arranging this whole trip to Boston. Because when we first started talking, it was around Christmas time last year. She told her sister, she said, if we're still together before his birthday next year, I'm going to take him to Boston. And,
Is she coming up here for Thanksgiving?
No, she's going to go. They're having like a family gathering up in Oklahoma.
But she's going to swing by here, right?
No, because they're going up 35.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for somehow, some way, it takes them less time to get there to where they're going to go in Oklahoma than it would be for them to get to us.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I don't know how that works. That's some Texas Oklahoma voodoo right there.
Yeah.
But that night, man, I mean, just the rest of the trip. I mean, dude, I got to see actual Gold Glove awards for the best defensive player in that position for that particular year. I mean, I got to see some Gold Gloves for some of the greats of the game, like Jason.
And
Ferris,
you got to go
Carlton
see,
Fisk.
and you got to go see Sam Malone's.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. I mean, Boston. I love that city. Absolutely love that city. It like right outside of our hotel is the cemetery where John Hancock is buried.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we got to see where Benjamin Franklin's parents were buried.
The monument that looks like a big penis.
Yeah, that's John Hancock's headstone.
Yeah. That was classic. I was like, right? It's a classic troll move. I applaud you.
Right. We got to do the Boston Tea Party, the museum that's there.
Oh, I thought you were actually throwing tea in the Boston Harbor.
No, well, they have like simulated crates that you can toss overboard. They're all attached to like lanyards or whatever, so they can pull them back out. So yeah, I got to toss stuff off the ship. But
fuck yeah,
in that museum, it's cool because from the time that you enter the tour to the time that you leave, everybody is in character. All of the employees that work there, they're dressed for the period and they're in character. They do not break character. And when they bring you into the meeting room where they're going to start the tour, they give people from the audience speaking parts. And they gave me a speaking part. And it's great. Like, dude, it's so much fun. It was only like a couple of days. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking just like these people. And it was atrocious to sit there and listen to me talk that way. It came off kind of naturally. I'm like sitting there going, yeah, this is going to happen. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And it's just the total absence of the letter R. It was amazing. I mean, we even on Thursday night, the night that we got engaged, we were going to go out to dinner, but then I was like, oh, wait, crap. I think the Bruins are playing tonight. So I pulled up.
Oh, yeah, you went to a hockey game.
Yeah. We went to, I went to StubHub and I was looking for tickets because, season ticket holders are constantly selling their tickets for games that they can't go to. So we found some good seats back behind the net on one side of the ice. And we went to our first Bruins game together. I mean, it was honestly, it was my first NHL game. And as we're walking through TD Garden, where the Celtics also play, it's a beautiful building. But I'm looking in the pro shops and stuff, and I'm like, Patrice Bergeron's always been one of my favorite hockey players, right? And I had mentioned to her, I said, I'd really want to get one of his hockey sweaters. She's like, okay. I was like, well, we'll wait till after the game because I had my Letterkenny Shoresy jersey on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, if I don't get acknowledgement for this jersey from somebody that lives here at least once tonight, I'm going to consider the entire trip a failure.
He came
And
back with a
I got a
future
couple of
wife.
acknowledgements from that, wearing that
Okay.
jersey. Uh, we walked out of our, we're at the hotel, and this guy's looking at my jersey, and he goes, pitter patter. I was like, let's get at her. So he's like, I fucking love Shoresy. I was like, why don't you go suck a dick with your butt? And I was saying that to him as the elevator was closing on him. And he just started, I could hear him laughing in the elevator. It was hilarious. And then one of the attendants there at TD Garden was like, Letterkenny. And I was like, woo. And she was like, I love that show. And then I turned around. She realized that it was a Shoresy jersey. She goes, Shoresy. Anyways. So back to the game. So we're sitting there watching this game, and they're playing the Detroit Red Wings, right? I mean, these are two original teams, right? And, two of the original NHL teams, and they're playing in TD Garden. I mean, like, this is such a great idea, right? And so Patrice Bergeron in the first two periods scores a hat trick. That's 3 goals.
Yeah, I know what a hat trick is.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there flipping out because I'm like, all right, cool. One of my favorite players, I got to see him score a goal. Then he scores a second one. I'm sitting there going, holy crap, we have a chance to see a hat trick tonight. And then he scores a hat trick. He ends up scoring 4 goals on the night. And the Bruins won that game 5-1. Right? And I'm sitting there going, holy crap, I'm so totally getting his jersey now. And I did. So, but I mean, it just, the amount of memories that we made there, and we're walking around, dude. We went to the North Church where Paul Revere saw the 2 lanterns hanging. We went to the USS Constitution. And I wanted to see the Constitution for myself, but I wanted to go specifically for my dad. My dad, as you know, my dad's retired Navy. And we ended up getting him some cool stuff from the Constitution.
Oh, that's cool.
I asked him, I said, what do you want? And I think he was just kind of shooting from the hip. And I didn't think he'd really think that this was going to happen. But he's like, I want a piece of the ship. Like, I want a piece of the hull or the deck, something. I don't care where it's from. I just want a piece of wood from that ship. And so all of the sailors that man her being the Constitution, they're active duty Navy. And they man that 224-year-old warship, the oldest in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And
technically, isn't it still active? Because they've used it.
Yeah, it's an actively commissioned warship. They take her out 67 times a year. And on July 4th, if you enter a lottery and your name is chosen, you can sail with her into the harbor on July 4th.
That's awesome.
Right. So we explained the situation to our tour guide. So my dad's retired Navy senior chief. He would love a piece of the ship. I don't know if you can make that happen or not. She goes, let me find out. She secures us a piece of the hull that was removed and replaced after the last refit.
Oh, shit.
So we were able to do that for my dad. Every Navy guy that's ever been on a ship keeps and collects the ball caps from the ships that they've been on.
Yeah.
So I got my dad a Constitution ball cap, got him a coffee cup. Something about chiefs in the Navy and their coffee cups, but yeah. And then we had the opportunity to do something kind of cool. Bought a flag from the deck of the Constitution, from their MWR desk that they've got up there.
Yeah.
And it came with a certificate that was signed by the current commanding officer, right? The 72nd commanding officer of the Constitution. Bought this flag, and before they handed me the certificate, myself and another active duty Navy person, we went over there and flew the flag from the deck of the Constitution.
That's nice.
So, while he raised her, I saluted her on the way up and on the way down. We folded it the proper way. They presented us with a certificate. I asked for permission to go ashore, and we left the ship. So, just the piece of the hull itself, my dad said it's like a religious artifact to him. It would be like me, with dirt from Fenway. And the thing about this dirt is that they make a men's wedding band that you can set material in it.
Yeah, it's just basically like the stuff that we used to do the paint chips and everything.
Yeah. So I'm going to have soil or crushed brick from the warning track at Fenway Park set into my wedding band. So that way I'll always have a piece of Fenway with me. I mean, I'm telling you, but we went to some of the oldest taverns in the country. There was the Red Dragon Inn where the revolution was planned and headquartered. And then right across the alley is the Bell in Hand Tavern, which is the oldest tavern in America. So, I mean, there was some pretty historic places. Just the food was amazing there. I got to have a lobster roll.
Where was that tavern? What was the name of that tavern again? What was the name of the tavern?
The Red Dragon Inn, or the Red Dragon Tavern, and then the Bell in Hand. ELINHAND.
Because the day we were recording we're recording this on November 10th, which is the
Marine Corps'
birthday.
Yeah, no, I didn't go to Ton Tavern. No,
okay,
that's a gay bar.
Oh, you, sir, you. You beat me to it. Oh, that's so hilarious. Oh, Chesty.
It's rumored that on November 9th, if you leave out a glass of whiskey and a handful of rounds, Chesty will come visit you.
And cure your hangover.
If anything, he might make it worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this trip was far and away, hands down, dude. It was the best, like, ever. And we even went to Harvard, walked through the Gothic arches, walked around in the common area.
So you can actually say that you went to Harvard.
I can actually say that I've been to Harvard. I've got several Harvard.
No. You gotta say I went to Harvard.
Oh yes. I went to Harvard. How about them apples? I've got plenty of shirts. None of them say Wicked Smart, but they all say Harvard on them. And they were purchased from the Harvard shirt store, which is right there in Cambridge, across the street from the main campus.
How much were those shirts? Because depending on how much those shirts were, I mean,
they were anywhere from 20 to, I think the most expensive one was the pullover that I've got. It's I think the pullover was like $60. See, now you got me talking like this, and it's going to take me forever to reset myself back to factory default.
Oh, I can do it really fast, but we like to keep our channel and everything like that. We don't want to get unsubscribed.
You know what's funny is that when we were leaving the Bruins game, there was some dudes that were there right above the breezeway when we were walking out, because we left after the second period, because I'm sitting there thinking to myself, there's no way we're leading 3-0 that the Bruins are going to shit the bed on this one. We got to see a hat trick, and we just wanted to kind of get back to the hotel, because we was tired. And there's these guys that are sitting there that they've had some stuff to drink, and I can't blame them. And they were starting a "Let's Go Brandon" chant. So me, of course, I had to join in. It was glorious. It was fucking great. I mean, it was beautifully epic.
A lot of NASCAR fans.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Did
You would actually be surprised the number of conservative minded people that live in the Boston area.
No, not that. It was did you see that they're trying to take
Oh
the
yeah,
Let's
that's
Go
right. Yeah,
Brandon?
NASCAR
No,
decided that
no. They're trying to get the Let's Go Brandon to work for them because we the president took a
yeah, he wants to I think he said that he wanted to put a copyright on it to prevent other people from using it. And it's like, look, man, no, it's not a good look. Let people do what they're gonna do. It's bad enough that you shit the bed when you ban the Confederate flag at tracks. Over what? A fake hate crime? Bubba Wallace saying that somebody hung a noose in the garage at Talladega. Fuck that guy.
yeah.
You know,
And they found out it's just
they
a
found out it
little
was just
liver.
a pull handle for the garage.
Yeah.
Anyways, so like, we even bought this stuff at Quincy Market, right? It's a marketplace. It's open up like on the weekends and stuff. And dude, okay. So the farmers markets that are there, you walk through and you buy fresh produce and shit.
Okay.
I really need to stop talking like that because people are going to start tuning out. Like the prices at the farmers market were ridiculously cheap.
Really?
Like you could get one whole bunch of bananas for 99 cents.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That is cheap.
Like 6 mangoes for $1. And there we go again.
Yeah.
But they got this stuff called Boston Spice, right?
Yeah.
We got a blend called the Green Monster. It's got parsley, celery salt, garlic powder, salt savory, marjoram. I know I said that wrong. Thyme, turmeric, black pepper, and sage. It's supposed to be good for poultry, vegetables, popcorn. And yeah, so we decided to buy a little bottle of this. I'm going to try it out later. Maybe not tonight, obviously, because I got strep throat and it hurts.
It might actually be good for you to get all that stuff out of your throat.
Dude, it feels like my throat's had like 40 grit sandpaper drug over it a couple hundred times.
No, I thought you basically
But,
actually,
you know, I mean,
you
I am
lied and
doing
went
the
to the
Lord's
Marine
work
Corps
here.
bar.
I am doing the Lord's work here. I'm on my amoxicillin. I'm trying to stay hydrated. After you and I get done doing this, I'm going to go grab me a bowl of soup. It's good times, you know. And then got to get ready to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
So there's that. That's a fucking pisser. Anyways,
And our picks.
Our picks took absolutely. I'm not going to hang that on us. I'm going to hang that completely and totally on me. The picks last week shit the bed because it was one of those blue moon weeks.
Did you have the Cowboys for the win?
I did. Because
I watched
you thought
that game.
that
It was
would have been
utter
a nice
shit.
safe pick, right?
That game I actually watched because
Right.
or
And
when
then
we watched
Fox
it
got
before
away from it because it wasn't competitive. Like people, it got blacked out after a while. Like people couldn't even watch the full game.
Really,
Yeah.
it wasn't competitive. What do you mean it wasn't competitive?
Dude.
It was 7 to. Yeah, it was. Okay.
Yeah. Nah, Fox didn't want to show that shit. We did get the Colts and Jets right. I did pick the Colts to beat the Jets there, 45-30. The Falcons upset us by beating the Saints in New Orleans. I don't know what the fuck was going on there. You know what it is? It was that World Series hangover. The Braves beat the Astros in 6 fucking games. What did I tell you? What'd I tell you? I told you 6 games, right? I told you the Braves in 6, and they beat them in 6 games. Anyways, I really need to stop talking like that.
Yeah, it's gonna ruin your throat.
Huh?
It's gonna ruin your throat.
Oh, it is. It really is. It's horrible. I got to eat at Wahlburgers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I even got a shirt that says Ma's favorite on it. I had the R burger, OUR.
Mm-hmm.
It's Paul's favorite burger, right? It's just a basic burger made with government cheese. just like they had growing up in Dorchester.
Oh, okay. I was like, the fuck is he talking about? The burger and cheese. Oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, yeah. No, it says so on the menu, made with gum and cheese. I'm like, shit. All right, yeah, fuck it, it's good enough for me. All right, so yeah, the Falcons beat the Saints 27-25. The Broncos beat the crap out of the Cowboys 30-16. The Patriots, I think we did pick the Patriots to beat the Panthers, and they did 24-6.
Mm.
The Ravens, I believe I had them picked to beat the Vikings, and they did. You know what? Let me pull up. Come on. Can load.
I have to look.
We're going to get so much feedback on this damn episode. Like, you know, and I'm sorry. I see that screenshot, that thumbnail of you sitting there with Chad Pratha, dude. I'm kind of pissy about that. But, you know, I think I had a good week, too. I had a really fucking great week.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey.
Oh, dude, I had a lot of people. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I had to edit out, not because I wanted to, but because it didn't record. My phone just shit
And
the
I'm not
bed
gonna
on
lie.
a couple of episodes.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw the Psychos and Sociopaths for Charles Manson, and there was somebody sitting across from the table, with you. That wasn't me. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bitter. But I let it go because I was like, the show's got to go on.
Actually, I was thinking about he wants to do it. He likes doing it. So.
Oh, so are you going to fire me from Psychos and Sociopaths?
No, we can. 3 people.
Because here's the thing. Mindy brought up a great thing. There was a nurse up there in Boston. She killed like 100-something people before she got caught.
Oh, really?
So I got to do some research on that, and we can do that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had the Colts over the Jets, got that one. I didn't get the Falcons beating the Saints. I didn't get the Broncos beating Dallas. Did have Patriots beating Carolina. We did have Vikings beating the we did have the Ravens over the Vikings. I had the Bengals over the Browns. And the Browns showed up and beat the Bengals 41-16. So, yeah. I did. We had Buffalo over Jacksonville, and Jacksonville beat Buffalo 9-6. It was like people went to a football game and a baseball game broke out. This is crazy. Like a low scoring ass game. Like nobody made it into the end zone. I'm just like, okay. Had Houston over Miami. And this is what I get for trusting a team from Houston. They lost to the Dolphins, 17-9. We had the Raiders over the Giants, and the Giants played and beat the Raiders. Had the Chargers over the Eagles. If you remember, that was kind of like my iffy pick.
Yeah. That was a
and the Chargers ended up beating Philadelphia.
Okay.
I had the Packers over the Chiefs, and the Chiefs won 13-7 with a Aaron Rodgers short Packer team because Aaron Rodgers has COVID.
Yeah.
We had the Cardinals over the Niners. Picked that one, 31-17. And then had the Rams over the Titans, and the Titans were the surprise pick. Were the surprise upset, 28-16 over the Rams. And then had the Steelers over the Bears. We got that pick right. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks right last week over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we went 6-8 last week.
That's still not bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible, no. All right.
But
so
what's this week's picks?
Yeah, I'm pulling those up right now.
And we might have to call it after this because my dad wants me to go eat with him. So
yeah, that's
and tomorrow,
fine.
what are you doing tomorrow?
I've got my boys tomorrow.
Okay, because we're gonna go to the Olive Garden.
Yeah, no, I've got my boys tomorrow. I'm still, I've still got. I mean, I still have strep. I'm not contagious right now because I haven't had a fever. But yeah. So let me get these picks out of the way here. So we're gonna go with. Let me minimize that. All right. We're going to take Baltimore over Miami. I think Buffalo's going to bounce back over the Jets. Buccaneers are going to beat the Washington football team. Let me see here. All right. So what's going to basically amount to is a team who wants to win at the least. I'm going to take the Cowboys over Atlanta. And I know that Zach Medford's he's gonna call me and he's gonna give me shit about it later, and he's gonna be like, dude, how can you do this to me? I thought we were boys. Like, well, the Braves can only protect the city of Atlanta for so long before the realization that Matt Ryan is still the quarterback of the Falcons.
He got one win this year. He doesn't have to have two.
No, he doesn't. I'm going to take Tennessee over New Orleans. I'm going to take the Colts over Jacksonville. All right, so no-brainer of the week. We are going to take Pittsburgh over the Lions. This is going to be a good game. The Browns playing at New England. However, I'm going to take New England over the Browns. That's my pick for that. Vikings at the Chargers. We're going to take Chargers over the Vikings. Carolina at Arizona. So I'm going to take Carolina. No, I'm not going to take Carolina. What am I thinking? I'm going to take Arizona. Arizona is going to get back into it. Over the Panthers. And you might want to be careful after we get done shooting here, bud, because it's raining outside right now.
I know.
Eagles at the Broncos, based on what the Broncos did to the Cowboys,
Yeah,
and based on what the Cowboys have done to the Eagles.
They might be hitting beast mode on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the I'm gonna take the Broncos over the Eagles. Okay. Seattle at Green Bay. So we're gonna take Green Bay on that one.
I'm just hoping that you're not freezing and everything, because over here the power goes out regularly once it storms.
Yeah, no. Right now, no. We've got solar panels on the top of the house, and so we're generating our own power now.
Yeah, okay.
So, let me see here. We're going to take, you know what? I'm going to take Kansas City over the Raiders. I mean, I want to pick the Raiders because I think the Raiders are going to be due, but I think Patrick Mahomes is getting it figured out again. Rams at the 49ers. We're going to take the Rams on that one. And then that's our Monday night game, actually. So we've got 4 teams on a bye week this week. The Texans, and the bye week's not going to help them. Chicago should probably use the rest. They came close to beating. Who did they come close to beating? Crap. Who did they play?
Who was that?
The Bears damn near almost beat somebody the other day. Oh,
Man, I
they
just
almost
had
beat the Steelers. Yeah, they almost beat the Steelers. So I think you give them a week off to kind of reset. I think it'll do them some good.
Yeah, the Bear, it was like 2-point loss.
Yeah, but they just left Ben Roethlisberger too much time on the clock at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And that is coming down hard, bro.
Yeah.
Cincinnati needs to rest because they've been getting beat up. And the Giants have an off week, and then they're going to go to Tampa Bay to play against Tom Brady. So Tom Brady's going to have, he's still got some animosity built up from the 2 Super Bowls that he lost against the Giants. So, but yeah, those are our picks for the week. Let me go ahead. Let me cut. Let me go over here. Facebook. And before we call it a night, I'm going to create that post real quick. And this is our week 10 picks.
Okay. Well, we both got, you're sick. You got to get yourself healed up. So, and, well, I got food to go eat at. So these are the picks for this week. Thank you for watching. I'm Clown Face David Dickerman, trying to be the Joker.
And I'm Sickly Boy Johnny Skelton, coming off an amazing trip where we can now talk about it openly. A newly engaged Johnny Skelton.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.
Keep it classy, San Diego.